Hey, I'm Avert. Um, so you'll probably notice, well, you'll definitely notice that I haven't been putting out videos this year. I just kind of stopped doing the whole video thing this year, and I know everyone's gonna be wondering why I haven't put out videos this year, and I intend to make a video here. Let me turn my recording volume up. I intend to make a video here explaining where I've been, what's been going on, why I haven't been uploading anything, and why I don't know, and where we're going in the future, I guess. This is gonna be an entirely just unscripted ramble. Alright. I know none of my videos are scripted, alright, I know. But this will be as low effort as it gets. And when I say low effort, I don't mean like the videos I said were lower effort. Because truth be told, none of the videos I put on this channel have been low effort per se, you know? They've all had a lot of effort put into them, regardless of whether or not they're like a easier to make video or not. You know? This is gonna be a Yappathon featuring Avert. So if any of you need Avert yapping about life and YouTube in your eardrums, then you can feel free to play this in the background of whatever you're doing. And I'm probably just gonna throw some random gameplay footage and music in the background while I talk. And I'm just gonna do this one take. Anytime I mess up anything, it's gonna stay in. We're doing this one take Timmy out here. One take Timmy. We're doing this. Today is the last day that I have to record anything, you know? I'm not gonna have any time after today for the rest of the year to record videos, so I might as well get this update out today while I still can. And yeah, in a way this is kind of like a therapy session, you know? I actually have someone to vent to that isn't myself. This is incredible. Well, it still technically is myself, because I'm kind of just like yapping to myself, but it's being recorded and people will eventually hear this, which is cool. Anyway, I guess we can begin. So videos, am I right, fellas? Am I right or am I right? Video projects, am I right? I'm right. Video projects this year. I have a couple videos that I am currently working on. And the thing is that the videos that I'm currently working on are kind of being tedious to put out, right? I said at the beginning of the year that I had a 5-minute shorter video that I wanted to put out, and I think that's been all recorded fully. However, I still need to finish editing, and editing is such a tedious process. You know, it's a really tedious process to edit. Having to put everything together, having to make sure that the image on screen is timed with when I say a word never ceases to be tedious. Every time you gotta do it. I guess I could say that the short video I was working on, it's a game review on a game that came out this year, and it's done in the style of a YouTuber's game review, and it worked because said YouTuber played a part in the game coming out. So I do the video. This is gonna be fun. I am doing the video in their style of review, and I think it would work out. It's gonna be good, but I still need to finish editing it. Also in the works is a video I'm still recording, and the reason why I'm still recording it is because I have like 5 hours recorded so far. I don't think it's gonna be that long. I'm gonna be cutting it down a bit, but it is just a long ass video. just way too long. More long than it has any right to be. And I'm kind of scared that when I put this into my editing software, that it's not even going to run. My computer sucks. Alright, I was not lying when I said it's made out of sticks and rocks. It can't handle nothing. I've tried to put like a couple hours of like gameplay footage into the editor and it slows to a crawl. Now imagine putting like 5 hours into there. And then just imagining like rendering it. Oh my god, I already have to like render stuff overnight because of how long it takes. But like if you have to render it again, geez, that's just no. I am scared about it. I am very scared that I'm going to be recording this entire video and then by the time it's done, it's just going to be all thrown out because it doesn't work in my editor. I'm probably going to have to like break it up into several parts. I think that's what I'll do. But I kind of don't want to do that because the type of video it is doesn't really work well in several parts. But whatever. Thinking about other videos I'm working on. I think that those are the two. I was working on the short video, then I started working on the long video thinking it wouldn't take long, which is funny because now it's taken longer than any other video I put on the channel, so it kind of just spiraled out of control. And yeah, those are the videos I'm working on. I said there's a bunch of videos I wanted to make too. I remember saying in a video that I was going to make a video on the future of the Mario Kart series. And I'd have to work on that soon because I can almost guarantee that the next Mario Kart game will be released next year. Almost guarantee, almost certain. Consider this an AvertAT prediction. New Mario Kart game coming out next year. And there's not really much point in making a video on the future of Mario Kart when you know what the future of Mario Kart is. That really doesn't work. So yeah, I am probably gonna make that soon. And if a new Mario Kart gets announced like at the beginning of the year, then I'm not gonna make it. Other things I wanted to make a video like this month. I planned it earlier in the year. I wanted to make a video where I would give my thoughts on all of the 2023 Oscar nominees. Or not the 2023 Oscar nominees, the 2023 every movie I saw in 2023. This is already a travesty. Nobody is listening to this already. This is not a single person is still watching the video. I'm gonna go to YouTube Studio and I'm gonna see a sharper decline than Mount Everest. All right, it's gonna be Mount Fuji out here. But yeah. Anyway, I wanted to make a video ranking all of the movies I've seen in 2023 because I've seen almost all of them that I've wanted to see. And I was going to make a video giving like my quick thoughts on all of them and ranking them. But it's too late in the year now. I haven't even started doing it. I'm not going to start doing it. It's going to be pretty weird though doing it next year. Because this year it would work because I'm ranking all the movies I saw last year. You know, as an end of year thing. We could do this every year. But doing it 2 years later? No, that's just kind of weird. Like, what am I, YMS? Like, making a year movie ranking video and doing it like a couple years later. That kind of cringe, not gonna lie. But yeah, that's everything I have in the works for videos. Non-video related things I'm working on. I am currently working on a hip-hop album. Yup, that's a thing that's happening. I'm currently in the writing process for it. I'm doing pretty good on it. I've got a lot done. And I'm pretty proud of what I've got written down so far. I already put out the first track from it like this year. I'm definitely going to have to go back and mix it a bit more. Make a remaster of it because it's a little rough around the edges, to put it lightly. But I'm still proud of it. For my first track, like, come on. First track and I'm already spitting pure flames. Yup. That being said, the big issue I have with making the album is I do not know how I'm going to produce the thing. I have no idea whatsoever how I'm gonna produce this album. How do you do it? I don't have any producing software on my computer, and I don't even think my computer would handle it. The current program I use, if anyone's wondering, I've had people ask me what I use to make the music I already have on the channel. It's a program called like Bosca Coil or something, Bosca Swill. I don't know how to pronounce it, I just call it Bosca. But that program, the thing is, it's extremely easy to use, like really easy to use. You can just teach yourself how to use it in like a couple minutes. It is not complicated in the slightest, very convenient to put everything together. But the problem with it is that it's very limited. It is a very limited software. It's good if you're making like Sega Genesis sounding music. Extremely good for making chiptune music or like MIDI or whatever. But the second you want to make music that sounds a bit better, it kind of falls apart. It is very just MIDI music, which works a lot of when I'm trying to make MIDI music. But when I'm trying to make a hip-hop album, you're going to need better than that. So I'm probably just going to end up pirating FL Studio. And yeah, a funny issue I'm having with this album. It's really funny. There are several rhymes I've written that I would write down and be like, oh, I'm really proud of this, that Eminem has used in his music this year. I'm not even kidding. I'm genuinely, I am not kidding about this. I can count like at least two different rhymes that I've written down in my notes app that Eminem later used on a song. I'd write it down and be like, oh yeah, that's a good rhyme. And then I'd listen to the new Eminem track and oh, look at that, he used the rhyme. Like, he's literally stealing from me in my sleep. Alright, he's coming down the chimney, I swear to God, guys. Alright, he comes in using the spaghetti technique. He comes down through my chimney and he looks through my phone app and he just steals all my bars. It's just a really funny problem to have. But, yeah. Anyway, I'm working on the album. It is going pretty well. I want to have it out next year. So, I have like 11 tracks currently in the works. I might make more. I don't know. That's it for that. I think that's it. That's all I have planned for video projects that I want to make. I'll probably come up. I have like a bunch of other stuff that I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you what else I'm making. Ooh, it's gonna be a surprise. Ooh, you'll see in like 2026. So yeah, I guess that's the current state of affairs. So I guess the natural question to be asked here is why I haven't been uploading a lot this year. You know, I went from being like, I'm gonna make 2 to 3 videos a month, which did work, by the way, for like all of 2023. From July or August, I think August, when I first started my channel, to the end of the year, I was able to get 2 to 3 videos out every month. I did do it. But then by the end of the year, I was like, okay, next year I'm not going to be able to do that. So I said at least 1 video every month. And now I can't even do that. I can't even get a video out every month. And there are a lot of reasons for this. YouTube has kind of turned into like an obligation to do, you know? I started the channel because, hey, it'll be a fun thing to do. And it was fun at first. But now it's come to a point in which I just sit there editing a video, and editing is some of the most tedious shit you can do, quite honestly. Watching paint dry is about the same level as editing, just monotonous, you know? Having to put all the clips together, I said earlier, having to put an image on the screen and making sure that the image pops up right as I say the thing that needs the image to pop up on. It very much is like draining to do. Just sitting there, it feels like you're doing an office job, you know? Finding gameplay footage, snipping it in, muting. That's kind of like that's the kind of rinse repeat. Make sure your audio levels are good. Go get the gameplay footage, mute it. go get like other footage, throw it over top the gameplay footage when you say the thing. It's just such a like repetitive process. It's just tedious, and that's what most of the time is spent on in videos. You know, a lot of the time is spent on recording, but that takes a backseat to the editing. Recording you can do in like a day or so. A lot of the time, I find I don't need more than 3 days to record like a 15-minute video, but then the editing takes like at least a week. The editing takes so long. What I did last year was I had a couple big videos I would release, and what I would do is I would work on a smaller video, and in between each smaller video I would keep working on the bigger video. So I'd like work on the smaller video, put that out, put a bit of work in on the bigger video, and then make another small video, and in between I'd keep working on the big video, so the big video would be out after the time all those smaller videos are out. Yeah, but that technique got really draining really fast. And yeah, this year, like, I'm currently working on a couple hour-long video, and it's not like only the videos that I feel obligated to make, or like the videos that I feel like I need to make, are becoming obligations. Like the video I'm working on that's really long, it's not like that's a video that I need to make, you know? It is entirely a passion project. I'm making it because I want to, right? It doesn't fit in any of the categories that I listed of, I'm going to be talking about movies, games, TV. It doesn't fit into any of those. It is literally just a video that I don't know if anyone who watches this channel is going to want to see, but I want to make it. But even then, I'm finding that it's starting to become an obligation to continue working on it, right? I feel like it's become an obligation to have to sit down and keep recording. I'm still recording it. Like I haven't even started editing. I haven't even like plugged all the audio footage into the editor. Hell, I haven't even finished editing the audio. Cutting out all like the little mouse clicks whenever I stop recording, because that always gets picked up in Audacity. Also, by the way, can I talk about how Audacity seems to get worse with every update? Like I've just stopped updating it at this point. Like it used to be like you could click to cut. Now you can't. You have to use delete. I think, at least. I don't know. It just gets worse with every update. But what was I talking about? You see, this is what I mean by Yappathon. I'm just gonna keep sidetracking and then forgetting where I was initially. That's ADHD for you. Sorry. I woke up way too early today because I need to record this. So I am just like half asleep, going zombie mode, trying to get this done. But yeah, I do not remember what it was. It was about something about editing. I was talking about something about how everything's getting tedious despite the fact that it's a passion project, and the videos keep getting longer. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm not putting out a lot of videos. Something I want to mention really quick while I'm here is that a lot of YouTubers, I feel, fall into this trap. I've seen this again and again, where they start out putting out a variety of content, right? They're putting out all sorts of different content that they want to make, and everything's going good. But then they find the one video they make that strikes gold, right? They hit gold, and immediately their channel gets a lot more exposure, and they blow up because of one video. And then after that happens, the person running the channel decides, well, I guess I gotta keep making videos like this one. But then eventually they accumulate an audience that is only watching them because they're making a specific type of content, right? They're only watching them because they're making content that they want to see. And I don't want to fall in that trap where I'm only making one type of video because that's what the people watching me want to see. I am making a variety of content that I want to make, you know? I'm going to be talking about all sorts of different things. because I want to have an audience that watches my videos because I'm the one that's making them, right? Not because I'm talking about something they're interested in. I don't want to have, like, be afraid to move into different areas, to be afraid of change, be afraid of making different types of videos that I don't think people would respond to, just because the people are only watching my videos because I'm making Nintendo content, right? Because I'm making movie content. I want to have people who are watching my channel for me. And if anyone's gotten into 20 minutes and 55 seconds of me just yapping away, then I think that that it's working. But yeah, I've seen that so many times, and I do not want to fall in that trap. So I am working on a video that I want to make. I don't think anyone subscribed for that video that I'm working on, but I still think people, like, it'll bring new people in too. That's the thing, right? You'll get new people, and other people might be like, you know what, I'll watch it because it's an Avert video. I might as well. And yeah, that's I wanted to mention that. If you want other content than me to hold you over, my friends and I, we do audio commentaries on films, and it is some of the most fun. It's either like the most fun stuff ever, or it's the most, like, I want to pull my hair out stuff ever. Some of the movies we watch is just there is nothing better in life than watching some of the most artistically, creatively bankrupt, cash grab films, and then just shitting on him with a bunch of friends. You know? If you want something Christmas themed, we did commentaries on all the Home Alone movies. I'll put a link to the playlist of all the commentaries in the description. There's bound to be at least one or two in there you like. And yeah, there's just hours of material. If you're gonna listen to me yap for this long, you might as well listen to me yap over a movie with other people. And yeah, it's just an absolute blast to do. I've always wanted to be a part of an audio commentary group. You know, watching like Razzle and people like that. It's always like, dang, I would love to be part of the group of friends that just watch movies and shit on them. And now I am, which is cool. But yeah, TLDR, making videos is really tedious. There's only so many times I can repeat the same line and then have to press the stop button because I mess it up or I didn't do a good delivery, then have to cut it out and then re-record before I just start going insane. So yeah. But editing videos and producing a video is tedious as hell. I think the main reason why I haven't been uploading a lot this year is because, well, this year fucking sucked. I'm gonna be honest with you. This year has been absolute shit. I do not exaggerate, or like, I'm not being hyperbolic or anything when I say that this has been the worst year of my life to this point. That I'm not like being facetious on that. That is legitimately, this year has just been terrible all around. And I knew it would be terrible too. If you recall, first video of the year, I said, well, you know, I don't remember the exact quote, but I think it was something along the lines of, this year has to be good, right? It's not like every fourth year has sucked or anything. And yet, lo and behold, this year has sucked. And I'm thinking of every other fourth year, like 8 years ago, 2016, which that was 8 years ago, by the way, guys. Like, time isn't real. Like, if you want to feel really old, Undertale is turning 10 years old next year. Next year, it will be a decade since Undertale released. That's how you feel old right there, alright? The Nintendo Switch is almost 8 years old. Almost. It's almost there. It's like 7 years old almost. I think it is 7 years old actually. It's just so... Time just goes way too fast and way too slow at the same time. It's insane. But I'm thinking back to 2016. 2016, absolutely shit year for me. I was in middle school, right? I'm thinking about like the meme culture. I'm thinking about fucking like Harambe. Do you guys remember when Harambe was the big thing? Like, it's not like it's much better now. Now we have Skibbity Toilet and Hawk Tuah Girl. That's what we got. But like back then, I think Harambe was like holding the world together, you know? Notice how after Harambe died, the world just went to shit. Harambe was the glue holding the earth together. And once we lost him, we lost everything. But yeah, middle school, that was such a pain, 2016. 2016 was the last year that I had to stay in daycare. Basically, I lived like a couple blocks away from my old school, right? I lived within walking. I could walk to the school in like 5 minutes. However, you're not allowed to stay home alone as a child until like 12 years old, I think, in Canada. That's what it is. Like legally, you just can't stay home. So, well, it would be really easy to just walk home and stay there. I wasn't allowed to do that. So since my mom worked late, I'd have to stay at daycare every day for like a couple extra hours waiting for her to pick me up. And that was infuriating. I was such a destructive child, man. Like ADHD, I was a demon. I'm just thinking back to like all the shit I did. Holy, I feel so bad for the daycare teachers who had to deal with me. I'd always wonder, why are all these daycare teachers leaving and new ones are coming in? It's like because of you. But like 2016 was the last year I had to go through that. I was just like, I am way too old to have to spend a couple extra hours after school like waiting for my mom to pick me up at daycare. It's just so tedious, mind-numbing. Geez, I'm just thinking back to 2016. I have no good memories of 2016. Okay, well that's not true, but most of the memories I have are just like, don't like thinking about it. And then obviously, you know, you have the 2020. I don't think I need to explain why 2020 was such a shit year. I think most people are kind of just like aware of why it was so bad. You know, it started good. The first month of 2020 in January, last week of January, I went on a trip to Cuba. And that was a great trip. I'm going to be honest. That was an amazing trip. That is the best trip I've ever been on. I have such good memories of that. I look back at the photos I took while I was there, and I'm just like, man, that was great. I kind of think of that as like the last of the good times. Because, as you all know, what happened in the last week of January while I was at Cuba. Yeah. COVID kind of fucked everything, I'm gonna be honest with you. Doing school from home is it's an impossible task. It is a Herculean task at best. Making me have to do schoolwork in the room that I have my Nintendo Switch in, it's like you might as well ask me to do some backflips at that point. Alright? Ask me to juggle flames instead. I could probably do that easier. It is impossible. I remember 2020, we would do like these like fucking Microsoft Teams calls. By the way, Microsoft Teams is such a shit piece of software. I hate it so much. Having to do anything in there, it's just such a pain in the ass. I don't know if it's been made better. It probably has, but at least back in 2020, such a pain to use. But like, having to do school at home, I did no assignments. I would sit there, I would play on my Switch during the class thing where the teacher would tell us what to do. And then I would just proceed to not do it. I got no work done at all. I don't remember. I think I was in grade 9. Yeah, I was in grade 9. Because grade 9 started back in September of 2019. I remember this because the day before I started 9th grade, Banjo-Kazooie came to Smash Ultimate. I kind of used Smash announcements and what characters coming out to determine what happened in the 2020s. Because time has kind of not existed in the 2020s. Literally, it just has not existed. Try to remember an event from one year in the 2020s, and then try to tell me if it was 2022, 2023, or 2021. You won't be able to do it. Good luck. It just can't be done. So I just have to go off of like Smash reveals. So yeah, that happened, and then I went into high school. So the first year, grade 9, it's all like scary, and then boom, COVID happens. We're all doing school from home, and I'm like, fuck this. I could not be bothered to do any work at all. I just played Ace Attorney, which was a good decision. Playing Ace Attorney instead of doing school, I feel like I was being made smarter playing that than I would have been by doing the schoolwork. Like, I remember there was a robotics class I was in, and basically you had to like go to the school to pick up some parts for your robot and then go back home and make it. And I was just like, nope, I'm not doing that. I never even went to the school to do that. I just played Ace Attorney, which is nice because I discovered my favorite media franchise of all time. That was really cool. So that was like the one silver lining of 2020. But other than that, man, what a depressing year. Just being home by yourself for the whole year while everything goes to shit. I think it really exposed how all the systems in the world are kind of like being held by a thread. You know? Like, the second that there's any like pressure on it, everything just collapses like dominoes. But yeah, 2020, that was quite a shitty year. And then going back to school as if nothing, having to go back into class like nothing happened, like, oh yeah, we're all good now. And yeah, no, that was a shitty year. Anyway, now that rambling is over, actual Yappathon, I'm telling you, 2024 has also been a really shit year. And I knew it would be. Main reason it's been shit is because I have literally zero idea what I want to do with my life. I graduated high school last year, and the thing about grade 12 you need to understand is that I honestly think grade 12 was easier than grade 11 in terms of like the actual school. I think it wasn't as hard. I don't know if everyone's going to go through the same thing, but I don't think it was as hard as grade 11. But even though it's not as hard, you know, most of the time in grade 12 you're just going to be getting the remaining credits. So if you don't need a lot of credits, then you don't have to do a lot of work, right? If you have all the credits, you're kind of golden. But I did have to work to get the credit because I didn't do any work in grade 9 during the lockdowns and whatnot. So I just take a bunch of like bonus classes during lunchtime, you know. And I would recommend that if you're in high school right now, do not be afraid of grade 12. It is truly not that bad from an academic standpoint. I would suggest if you can do any optional things to get half credits, like if you already know how to type, just take a typing class. Like I already knew how to type while I was in high school. Might as well take a typing class because that's just like a free half a credit. I took family studies to get half a credit. And yeah, I graduated with honor roll with distinction. Okay, my mom is very proud of me. No one bully me. I did it. Okay, I'm the smartest guy. It'll look so good on a resume. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, the biggest issue with grade 12 isn't the school. It's the fact that you realize that everything is coming to an end. You know, growing up, whenever my parents ask me, okay, what are you doing? What are your plans for life? I'm like, you know what? I have to go to school for 8 hours a day. All right, I'm in school. I am doing stuff. That kind of doesn't work when you no longer have school. And I'm just thinking back to the last few weeks of school I had. And I'm thinking back to how it felt knowing that, damn, it really will be over in a couple weeks. Just sitting there. I had all my stuff done. I got all the credits. And I'm just like, yeah, this is gonna end here. This place I have to hang out with friends. The one place where I actually get social contact with people who aren't behind a screen. It's kind of just coming to a close. And that's very bittersweet. Growing up, it's so funny how growing up you just absolutely hate school, but then right as you get to the end of high school you actually start liking it because you're like, oh, dang, it actually wasn't that bad. It's really bad going through school, growing up, because you're still trying to figure out who you are, your identity. You're going through puberty. All these changes are happening to your body, to yourself, to your mind. And while all that's happening, you're being bombarded with a bunch of different work you have to do. And mix that with ADHD, mix that with having to go to daycare afterwards, and I was just I was a mess. I was a mess. But as you get older, it's like, you know what? School really isn't that bad when you compare it to everything else you have to do after. And that brings us to here. It has almost been 2 years since I graduated, which, by the way, that's not real. That's not real. I'm sorry, time isn't real. I refuse to believe that it has been 2 years almost since I graduated. That is not true. But like, God, just thinking about the final few days of school. After school ended, we had all the graduation stuff. You know, having a party at someone's house, having a bonfire, and you're just all in the hot tub, you know, having a slumber party. Oh yeah, slumber. Everyone just in the hot tub, like, yeah, well, we all know what we're doing with our lives, right? Cool. I feel like all my friends, and not even like my friends, but just people I went to school with, at the very least, they all have like somewhat of a plan, you know? They have concepts of a plan for what they want to do with their life. And I'm just sitting here and I have no idea whatsoever what I want to do. Not even like a single idea of what route I should take, what path I should pursue. I just don't have a clue. Bars. But, you know, growing up, there were several things I was thinking about doing. The first was that I wanted to work at Nintendo. As a kid, I would always like take a bunch of pieces of paper, then tape them together, and then draw Mario levels on them. And I really wish I still had those. I don't know. I remember I had a huge roll of paper. I think my parents just threw it out. I'm gonna be fucking honest with you. I think they just chucked it out. I asked my mom. She said, "No, I didn't throw it out." But we moved, and those papers were nowhere to be found. They threw them out. All right, I'm on to you, Mom or Dad. But yeah, and then when Mario Maker got announced, I think I actually shat myself. When Mario Maker got announced, I was like through the moon. That was the most excited I'd been for a game at that point. But yeah. But the thing about working in the game industry is that the game industry sucks. All right, it is such a shit industry. I don't know what the noise. I heard a loud squeaking noise. I have no idea what the squeaking noise was. I don't care. That just really emphasizes how bad the game industry is. It's terrible. Game companies will literally just lay you off by Christmas for no other reason than we wanted a couple extra zeros for our shareholders, you know? I know we made a lot of money, we made enough money, but what if we made more money? Alright, bye-bye, have a good holiday. See you, Merry Christmas, bye! Just such a shit industry. And it kind of sucks too. Because, like, I feel like I would enjoy working in the industry if it wasn't so bad. And then it's like, alright, what else am I interested in? Oh yeah, film. Maybe I could be a director. Nope! Film industry sucks too. God, dude, it's really funny how corporations and like capitalism really just take away all that sense of childhood whimsy and wonder that you once had, you know? Once you were, as a kid, you're like, oh, I really want to work here. It's going to be so much fun doing all this. But then as you get older, you're like, oh, well, you're more cynical, and to get rid of all that optimism, it really sucks. Dude. But the main thing I wanted to be as a kid, main thing, was a YouTuber. But now that I technically sort of am, or was, I don't know if this is what I want to do. You know what'd be really nice? You know what'd be a really good job? Streaming. Now that would be a good job. I'm not cutting out me drinking water, by the way. That's staying in there. You're getting the full shebang. But yeah, I don't even remember what I was just saying before I drank water. Oh yeah, I've just been yapping on. This is just the Yappathon. That's it. All right, I told you where I've been. If you want to keep listening, you can. If not, bye bye. But yeah, I'm talking about how being a YouTuber is what I wanted to do, but streaming would be a really good job, because I love having people watch me play video games while I talk to them. Right? It feels like an actual perfect job. I see people are out here, like streamers, they're bitching. They're like, oh my god, guys, streaming is actually a harder job than having a 9 to 5. And I'm just thinking, like, if I could choose right now between having a 9 to 5 as my job or streaming 9 to 5, I'd pick the streaming right away. Like, come on, is this even like a choice? Is this even a question? How are you going to tell me that just monotonously standing at retail, doing the barcodes, having to deal with people IRL, is anywhere near as hard as playing a video game for a group of people while you talk to them and read chat? That kind of just sounds like a dream job. That sounds a little too good to be true, honestly. Like, actually a little too good to be true. I know a lot of people, reduce being a YouTuber to just playing video games, but when there's more to YouTubering than that. But being a streamer is literally just playing video games. I know that there are like some stressful parts of it, like you have to talk all day, you have to be in front of people all day, so if you mess up, everyone will see it, and you'll be all over Twitter with millions of views. But at the same time, it just seems like a dream job. Problem is that I don't have any of the things necessary for streaming. All the cards are stacked right against me in that regard. I don't have a way to capture gameplay footage. My computer sucks. My internet isn't that good, even though it has gotten better. But it fluctuates. That's the thing. Some days it's good, some days it's not. But like, yeah, streaming. If you could give me like all the streaming equipment I need in my own house, I'd be streaming right now. Alright, I'd be streaming all day. I would absolutely do that. That sounds like the dream. Play as many new games as you can while, like, you have people watching you and you're, like, talking to them and making jokes. That actually just sounds like a perfect job. Maybe that's what I should strive for. Problem is that it's such a saturated market. So many people are trying to get into streaming because of how good of a job it is, and no one's getting discovered. But, yeah, it really is a question of like what I even want to do. I don't know. Like, put like that on top of pressure from parents, you know. My parents are always asking me what I'm doing. I don't know. It's pretty hard to like go up to them and be like, "Hey, you know, I know I've had almost 2 years to figure out what I'm going to do, but I still have no idea what I'm going to do." Like that, you can't do that. I don't even have a driver's license. I have my beginners. So basically in Canada, you have your beginner's license when you pass a written test. And what that means is that you're legally able to drive so long as someone's in the passenger seat who has held a full license for 3 years or more. Then after you've passed the actual driving test, then you get to drive. I haven't even started the test yet. I do not like driving. It is so freaking like nerve-wracking, kinda, to drive. I feel like I'm gonna mess up at every possible opportunity. And my dad's with me in the passenger seat, like, you can drive in Mario Kart, but you can't drive a car, which is such a terrible, god-awful comparison. Driving a car is nowhere near Mario Kart, right? In Mario Kart, you're like trying to go as fast as humanly possible to beat people in a race. You have items you're chucking at people, right? Like, I remember I almost, there was a car that was going by, and we were in like a parking lot, and I almost hit the car, and my dad's like, what are you doing? You almost hit the car. If this were Mario Kart, almost hitting the car would be a good thing. But since it isn't, it's clearly not Mario Kart, Dad. If driving controlled like Mario Kart, I'd have a license by now. But yeah, not having a license is kind of bad right now, because we moved into a house that's kind of like in the middle of nowhere, I'm going to be honest. genuinely in the middle of nowhere. Okay, I say that. It's just a couple minutes outside of the city I grew up in. But that being said, I can't go anywhere, right? At my old house, it was really nice to be able to walk anywhere I wanted. I was in walking distance of both downtown and also the main mall in our area, which was in the complete opposite direction. I could walk to both of those. And I really missed that. I remember one day I had my mom drop me off in the city, and I just walked around for the day, and that was a good day. I really, like, forgot how good having a swing set in walking distance was for my mental health. But now I can't walk anywhere. I need a license to go anywhere. So every day, I'm just home alone. Because my parents are out at work. And I just have the house to myself and I can't go anywhere. So I feel like I'm going insane. I feel like I'm absolutely just going insane. Alright, back to the jobs. I just keep rambling. I just keep rambling. That's it. This is a rambleathon. All we're doing. I need water. So yeah, that's like the biggest issue I'm facing right now. Personal stuff. Of course you got stuff going on in the world. I don't want to get like political for too long, but a lot of my trans friends, well, all of my trans friends, they're all going to be losing their rights come next year. That's kind of hard to deal with. I'm just thinking about all the shit that's going to happen. Fuck, man. Yeah, I'm kind of scared for the next 4 years. Yeah, fuck, dude. Remember when school was the biggest thing to worry about? Remember back in the days when the biggest worry that you had was that the next day in school you'd have to like do a class presentation or something, you know, presenting something in front of the class, and that was like the end of the world. You're like, oh no, I don't know if I can keep living. Tomorrow I have to do multiplication. I gotta learn long division. Oh no. And now it's like, oh yeah, just a bunch of minority groups will be losing their rights. No biggie. No problems here. We're all good. Everything's okay. We're fine. But yeah. Other stuff happening. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah. I know another big thing that happened. This year I had to deal with my first big family loss. You see, I've been fortunate to where I haven't lost any family members I can remember, you know? I think I lost my great-grandma, or like my great-great-grandma, one of the great-grandmas, on my dad's side when I was like really young, but I don't even remember meeting her, so I didn't really care. She's like watching down from heaven like, what the fuck do you mean you don't care, you little brat? But yeah, but this year is the first time that I've had to deal with a loss in the family. My grandpa on my mom's side passed away in August of this year, and I have since come to terms with the fact that he's gone, you know. I have since moved on, but that was a big loss to take. Like, I knew he would pass away soon, right? But it was still, like, kind of hard. I didn't think it would hit me as hard as it did, you know? Like, he was doing really bad for a couple days there, and I was supposed to go with my mom to see him on one of the days, but the day that we were supposed to see him, my mom came to me in the morning and instead informed me that he had passed. And that was like really hard to deal with, because again, I was home by myself that day, and I'm just here thinking like, damn, he's really gone, you know? I know it's kind of cliche and everyone says this, but I do wish I spent more time with him. The thing about my grandma and grandpa on my mom's side is that they both live in a condo, right? Or they both did. my grandma still lives in that condo. And the only time I would really see them much as a kid would be whenever my mom had to do something at the condo and I had to go with her. And, and you know, as we've established earlier with daycare, I did not like being forced into places I didn't want to be, like, in the slightest, you know? I did not, under any circumstances, want to be at that condo. I had a Super Nintendo there with Yoshi's Island, which kind of got me through there. I was like, I don't want to be here. I want to go. Why are we here, Mom? I don't want to be here. And that's the most of the time I saw my grandpa. My grandpa's like, hey, I could teach you all this stuff. I'm like, no, Grandpa, I don't want to learn all that stuff. I want to go home. Me. God, dude. And getting older, we barely ever went to that condo. There's like no reason to, you know? But kind of wish I did more because I never even got to say goodbye. And that really, really sucks. And besides the whole, like, emotional distress that put me through, there's also the fact that I had to spend a lot of time going through family photo albums because we had to gather as many pictures of him as we could for the celebration of life so we could put a slideshow together with all the pictures. The thing is, that is a lot of time spent not doing videos, right? Which I'm okay with. But that's another reason why videos didn't happen then. Because we would go through all these like big ass totes full of family albums, just all unorganized because of course. And I'd go through every picture, and whenever there's one with Grandpa, I'd take a picture of the picture on my phone, and then we threw them into a slideshow. And I have a folder. How many pictures do I have on here? I have so many. So many pictures. Where is it? Okay. It's actually less than I thought. I think I might have deleted a few, but I have 299 photos I took of him that are on my phone right now, which that's a lot. Going through that photo album took like several weeks to get through. But yeah, so that's another thing that happened. And it's just a lot of bad shit this year. Just not a good year by any means whatsoever. Anyway, I think now is the part of this video where this just becomes therapy. Even if it wasn't already. This is the part of the video where it kind of just becomes me needing someone to talk to. I don't know. I don't know what else to talk about. I'm just yapping the yap at this point. Like I told you guys why videos haven't happened, but I don't know. I don't even know what else to talk about. We could talk about how AI is ruining everything. Hell yeah! Don't you guys love AI? Don't you love AI being forced into literally everything? Personally, I think AI kind of represents everything wrong with the planet right now. You know, it's like the embodiment of everything. It is soulless, lifeless robots that nobody wants, that makes things worse, that the only people that want it implemented are higher ups at corporations who want to make a bit more money, you know? Kind of represents everything wrong. And there's a really good quote I saw, like a really good quote I saw about AI, and it's something, I don't know the exact quote, it's something along the lines of AI gives people with wealth access to talent while taking away wealth from people with talent, you know? That's something it went along those lines, I don't know, but that's a really good quote, kind of embodies this. Out of all people on this planet, I think the people I'm most thankful for existing are artists. People who dedicate their lives into just making art, you know? Truly, I do think that is the meaning of life, to consume art. Like, think about it. What are you doing in life? You're going to work. Why are you going to work? To survive? By getting money to get food? Why are you surviving? so that you can consume more art, so that you can watch an episode of that TV show you're watching, so that you can listen to that album that just came out, you know, so you can play that game you like. It all comes back to art. That is the meaning of life. And I feel like artists are just getting fucked right up the ass. Actually getting screwed over so hard. They're getting laid off en masse. They're getting replaced with AI. They're going through all these terrible conditions. Being overworked. I'm thinking about like visual effects artists for like big blockbuster movies. I'm thinking about all this shit. And it's like, damn, dude. The only people that are making life worth living right now are the ones who are like getting screwed over. That is just painful to think about. Every time a game comes out, I'm like, okay, this game's good, but I'm just thinking about how they had to crunch it out. So whenever a game happens in which there is no crunch, something like Mario Wonder, where developers are all given as much time as they needed to put the game out, so they can put out a good product, and you can be assured that it was made without this was made without harming any humans. No humans were harmed in the making of this game. It's nice to know that, but it's just like, it just gets worse and worse, and AI just represents that. AI is just soulless. I saw that the fucking Coca-Cola ad, the Christmas ad with Coca-Cola, that's just literally AI. It's like, okay, who asked for this? Earlier this year, I think it was this year, I don't know, I'm just losing track of time. Burger King had that, like, the thing where you make your own burger, the $1 Million Whopper competition, and they had this, like, AI burger generator. This AI burger generator. No one wanted this. You just put all the toppings on, then AI generates a burger based on what you put. And my friends and I, we fucked around with that so hard. I remember my friend, he just put like oil, just as much oil as you can, and the AI generated an abomination.
This is my old school Whopper, with oil and other toppers, with some oil and oil in there. Try and top that if you dare.
BK, have it your way. You rule!
And then you get to like make your own ad with that, and it's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here, dude? Oh, what are we doing, man? He still has that as his wallpaper on his phone, by the way, just the stack of oil in that burger. Dude, I just what are we doing? God, dude. Like, richest man on the planet said he wants to make an AI game industry. Fuck, dude. Because games are too woke now. Even though his 3 favorite games are all woke, but, you know, fucking whatever. Whatever. Just, I can't even bother to care anymore. Oh, I'm just going insane. I'm just watching, like, my water bottle right now is kind of like an hourglass. I'm just watching as the water in it gets lower and lower and lower as the time keeps getting higher, and I'm just still rambling. Oh, dude. God, man. Yeah, the impact that AI has on the planet negatively. Jeez, dude, it just uses up as much power as like actual cities. It just come on, dude. All that to AI generates some really terrible meme image. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? And I have to somehow worry about getting videos done under all this. You know? Like, all this is, like, taking away from the fact that I need to get videos done, too. It's like, I can't work. All the time, I find myself sitting behind my computer to do some work on videos. And I just end up staring at the Audacity thing for, like, 5 minutes, you know? Just staring at the editing timeline, and I'm like, we're really doing this. I'm just sitting there like, yep. This is what we're doing. All this shit happening, and I'm over here sitting here trying to stitch together a bunch of footage and make sure it all plays right. And I'm just like, God, man. Like whenever you I swear it's so defeating and draining to have to re-record the same line like 10 times because you didn't get it right. And then you have to just like delete the clip, redo it. It's so monotonous. Life has just become so monotonous. Whatever. This is whatever at this point. I'm just talking to talk. At this point, I don't know how to end this video. That's the problem. How do you end a video like this, right? How do you end it? Like, I'm just talking. I just want to keep talking to you guys, you know? You guys are great. I don't know how to end the video. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. That's the update on how the videos have been doing. Oh yeah, on the topic of AI, academia. Isn't AI so good for academia? Yeah, no, we're just venting at this point. This is just becoming a vent thing. I need to fucking vent. God, dude. AI, everyone just using ChatGPT to do an assignment. I'm thinking back in school. I'm just like imagining if I could just use like ChatGPT in the school when I went. I'm just thinking about doing that. And I was like, damn. That would have just made everything. That's just the thing about AI and ChatGPT for schools is you're not doing anything. You're not learning anything, right? Like the thing is, the education system is already kind of messy, very messy. Teachers are underpaid. Students aren't learning. Like, go into the r/teachers subreddit. It is painful. It is painful seeing all the teachers there be like, my students are in grade 8. They can't even form a sentence. They can't even construct a sentence because they got rid of reading and writing. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I think reading and writing got taken out of the curriculum, like basic spelling. It was taken out. And it's like, what the fuck? I'm thinking back to grade 1, learning how to write each letter, learning how to spell. I'm thinking back to grade 2. I remember in grade 2, my teacher, what she did was we had these books. They went from A to Z, and they were like really short books, and each book for the letter would get progressively harder. So the A book being the easiest, Z being the hardest. I don't say Z even though I'm Canadian. Like, fuck Z. Z ruins the whole alphabet song. All my homies hate Z. But like, I'm thinking about doing the books, and A is pretty much just like nursery rhymes, you know? A is some actually toddler, like baby's first book shit. And then Z is the hardest book, like more like grade 8 reading level. And I'm thinking about how I was able to read the Z book. I was perfectly able to read the Z book, no problem. Actually, that's not true, no problem. There were a bunch of words in there I didn't know. However, I'd be able to like sound them out, right? They're few and far between. Every time they came up, I just asked the teacher what they meant. But then I see other people in the class. They're over there reading the F book. You know, they're reading the F book and struggling with the F book. And I'm here like, really? And now it's like no one knows how to read. We're dealing with like adults who are illiterate, who can't write. You know? Like I feel absolutely terrible for the younger generation. I know it's a cool thing to just like shit on the generation that's younger than you and just blame them for all the problems. But seriously though, I'm thinking about the next generation needing to grow up, having to deal with all these problems, and they can't even read or write because the system failed them. I'm thinking like and like AI just completely ruins it even more. I remember I was talking about AI. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that too. AI just ruins that even more because then you can just use ChatGPT to do it. You know, use it for every assignment. And teachers, like, I see stories of teachers being like, I've kind of just been reduced to an AI checker, you know? My job used to be grading students on their writing and correcting their mistakes and whatnot and telling them where to improve. Now my job is literally just seeing whether or not this was made with AI. And that sucks. That sucks. In a world where art is like the main reason to live, seeing that artists are not only being screwed over, but a future generation of artists might not even become artists because they're growing up in this shitty education system where they're using AI to get through everything. Like, damn, you know? Damn, dude. I remember in grade 8, we had this thing where every day, right before school would end, the teacher would boot up this little quiz where you'd have to like guess the name of every country, and once you name them on the map there, it would show the country. And we got better at it every day. But I remember this one girl in the class, she was over here saying like the names of cities, and the teacher's like, we're saying countries, those are cities. Then she said some names of states. Then she said Africa, and I'm just here like, okay, come on now. Like, come on, what are we doing? Well, that was a tangent, but like, yeah, I'm thinking about the future generation. I'm thinking about it, and it is really easy to look at children watching skibbity toilet videos and playing Fortnite and be like, all right, we're cooked. But then I think back to what was I watching as a kid? Oh yeah, I was watching Smosh. I wasn't exactly doing much better. The stuff that we were watching isn't actually too far. History is like really repeating itself here, but I'll get to that later. I don't want to actually get sidetracked again. Like, I was watching 2014 Smosh, not even Smosh, like actual 2014 Smosh. And I recently I looked back at old Smosh videos. I'm like, oh wow, I used to watch this. They're so cringe now, but like there is a charm to it. To two guys just having fun. Oh, dude. I remember my parents would be like, you can't watch that, there's swears in it. Meanwhile, they would always swear when arguing with each other. Like, they would say much worse things to each other in arguments in front of me than Smosh did, but, you know, whatever. So I just throw on headphones and it'd all be good. But I rewatched a lot of those videos. That's like, wow, dude. God, I grew up with freaking Molester Moon. Like, you got Skibbity Toilet, I got Molester Moon. That was the video that I was watching as a kid. I was like, that was the funniest shit of all time back then. Stuff like Super Mario Logan, back when that was decent. Dude, and now it just became SML, which doesn't stand for anything now. Thinking about all these old YouTubers. And I guess this kind of comes full circle here. Because now we're coming back to YouTubers again. All these YouTubers that I grew up with, you know, they're all announcing their retirement. They're all like, yep, I've been in this long enough. I've made enough money. I am done. I am retiring. And the thing about that is that kind of like just holds the door open. It just holds the door wide open for new creators to come in and take their place. Right? And I feel like I can't quit YouTube. Like, I barely started. I'm not going to quit YouTube. I'm not quitting YouTube. Probably should have said that earlier. We're still doing this. It's just going to be nowhere near as much as I did before. Still doing YouTube. We're still at it. Still got it. Still on top. And we're still doing it all. I was talking about old YouTubers. And yeah, I've been watching a lot of old stuff. I've been rewatching stuff like Mario's Quest. Remember Bowser's Mushroom Factory? I'm just gonna give you some nostalgia. Fuck it. Nostalgia's one hell of a drug, guys. A dangerous drug. Really dangerous. Just thinking about it. all the stuff in the past and being like, wow, I really wish I could be in those simpler times when that was the biggest issue really was having to do a group project in school, having to present something in the class. That was the biggest issues. All the stuff I watched. Damn, just thinking about it. I need to stop thinking about it. Like in the past, I'd say the best years of my life were 2017 to 2019. The thing you need to understand about 2017 to 2019 was 2017 was like the first year. The first year where I was actually able to stay at home by myself. That happened on July 6th, 2017. My birthday. That was the day I could officially stay at home. So I could actually stay at home during the summer. Look at that. Instead of having to go to daycare over the summer. Instead of summer being like, okay, this is actually worse than school because I have to be at daycare. What the hell? It actually was a summer. I could actually enjoy it. That was the first time I could enjoy summer. And it was like, oh! It was amazing. That was great. That was the year the fucking Switch got revealed. This was back when, like, all the way back when I thought pre-ordering a game meant that you get it early. This is how far back we're talking. I remember just watching just like sitting in my old house upstairs in my room, in the corner of the room with my computer there, just watching the Nintendo Switch presentation, seeing all the new games coming out, and just being excited. You know? The days where you could actually be legitimately excited for new announcements of stuff. And that was actually something to look forward to. Like, I'm just sitting there watching the presentation. Like, oh yeah, this year's gonna be good. And then you get to the end of the year, and then bam, you're able to stay home by yourself. That was like incredible. That was incredible. And then 2018 being like grade 8, I think grade 7. Think about grade 7 and 8. Anyone watching this who is young enough that they're still in like grade 6 or whatever, which all 2 people. I don't know if there's anyone even at all still watching this. But still, if you're in school, just know grade 7 and 8 does not matter. It is literally just there to prepare you for high school. That's all it is. That is all it is. All you need to worry about is that all you need to know and worry about is your report card being presentable to your parents. That's it. That's the only concern you should have. Just as long as your report card doesn't get you beaten by your parents, you're all good. That is the main concern. I just remember me and my friend group just all fucking around in school. Just nothing mattered. I was able to stay home alone. Literally nothing mattered at all. We could just enjoy ourselves. Pre-COVID. Pre-everything. Just being able to just screw around after school. Just, God, dude. I need to stop thinking about it. I need to stop. That's an issue. I keep thinking about the past. And then immediately I think back to the future and I'm like, oh, I guess that's done now. I guess the old times are done and I gotta move on. You know? Am I even gonna upload this video? This is gonna be lost audio at this point. Ah, man. Just so much nostalgia for that. And then 2019, of course, high school starts. That's when everything goes downhill. High school starts, school actually starts mattering. You actually have to graduate high school, get a diploma, get your credits. Things actually start having stakes to it. Then COVID hits. Yeah. I'm trying to think of literally anything else. I think there's something I said earlier. There was something I wanted to get back to, and I never did. I never did get back to what I wanted to do. I don't know what I was gonna say. It was around the time I said everything went full circle because of the old YouTubers. I'm keeping this all in. Me trying to figure out what I was gonna say. This is all staying in the video. I'm trying to think. What was it? I said, like, it's going full circle because of YouTubers that are the old YouTubers that I used to watch. Oh yeah, it was something about like the younger generation having to grow up and having to live in the world that is actually getting worse each day, and how everyone it's funny how elders are partly responsible for why the world is the way that it is. And then they like bitch about how young people are too lazy and they aren't doing anything, you know? Like, how come you don't have a house now? I had a house at your age. Yeah, you had a house at my age back when you could afford a house at my age. Right? You come down here, you try to use this money to buy yourself a house. Good luck. And I think it would be much better off if we all just tried to give the younger generation a helping hand, you know? TikTok is ruining people's attention spans. AI is ruining people's intelligence. Everything is fucked. We are getting worse. We are regressing. That's what we're doing. We're regressing. And I'm just thinking here like, yup. This is it. Plus I have to deal with all this shit in my personal life. And do you remember when this video was about my channel? I remember that. I still don't know how to end this. I'm trying to think, because I know after I'm done recording and I finish editing this and then I export it, I'm going to think, oh yeah, I was going to talk about that thing. And I didn't. I was going to talk about this thing. I was excited to talk about this thing, and then I just forgot to talk about it. But I think that is pretty much everything I had to say. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the recording here. And then if I think of anything later on, I'll make sure to add it in. Yup. Okay, so I'm back to this a couple hours later. I'm not the same groggy guy I was when I woke up. Alright, I actually am in a clear headspace now. And I couldn't think of anything else to say. So I guess we're going to wrap this thing up then. That's my Yappathon. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Yeah. That is pretty much everything. Originally, I wasn't going to do an update video because, since I haven't uploaded this year, I don't know if you know this, but the YouTube algorithm doesn't really like it when you decide not to upload for a long time and then you upload a video. And I wanted to at least make sure that if I was going to put out another video, that I'd have another video ready to go out right after this so I could keep the retention. But I have no videos that are ready to go out, so I'm just going to chuck this out here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyone who made it this far, thank you for listening. Truly, I don't think there's a single person who is actually going to listen through all that. No one's going to even listen to this part. And if they do, they're just going to skip to the end. So, yeah. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. That's the updated videos. To recap, this year sucked. I have a bunch of stuff in the making, and I don't know what the schedule will be for next year. I think next year, just I'll make a video whenever I want to. Alright, I'm not gonna force myself to uphold a certain amount of videos per month. I'll just put out a video whenever I want to put out a video. If there's something I want to talk about or whatever, I'll make it. And that's about it. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Oh, actually no, I have something else I could say. something else I could say. You might be wondering why I'm not using my camera here for this. I think I'm going to cut back heavily on the amount of times that I use live action camera. Here's the thing, right? You need to understand. With using the camera to film anything is just such a pain, right? Recording it, you have to put the phone onto my dresser and then film me doing it. And every time I mess up something, I have to actually go grab the phone, turn it off, and turn it back on again every take. And then you have to import all that to the computer. It's just such a pain. But usually it kind of balances out since you have the... Like, if you don't use live action footage, you have to edit it. But without that, you don't have to edit it. So you just have to worry about how inconvenient it is to do everything there. But, yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. And more. I just ended up absolutely ranting here. But yeah, that's about it. I'll see you in the next video, whenever that is. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a nice rest of your day. Bye, everyone. Hey, this is AvertAT again. I'm here like about 2 weeks later to continue this. Turning my recording volume up again. Yoink. There we go. So basically, I finished recording all this like right before Christmas, around holiday time. And I was going to just edit it over the holidays and then have it out by the end of the year. And that didn't happen because last year, which was already a shitty year, as if it couldn't get any worse, it decided to end with me losing internet in my house. Like, it was just completely out, so I couldn't do any editing. And that really sucks. I could not do any editing for this video. With this video, which is literally, in effect, kind of just slop content from AvertAT. I literally couldn't even edit this. So I was just like, literally had to spend New Year's with no internet connection. That was... We did end up going to our neighbor's house, though. They had internet, so it's kind of a good ending. The internet was only out for 4 days, but the thing there is, it was a bit touch and go there, because we didn't know exactly when the internet would be back, right? We didn't know if it would be like a couple days, couple weeks, couple months even, and it was really demoralizing. But we got it back in 4 days, and since then it's kind of just been like 2 weeks or so. As of me right now, it is January 14th, and yeah, I think I said at the end of this that if I come up with anything else to talk about, I'll throw it in, and I think I kind of have thought of things to talk about. That being that, I kind of don't have much hope for this year being better than last year. So basically, some of my friends and I, we did a stream reacting to the Game Awards last year. Which, by the way, the Game Awards last year, best in years. I'm not gonna make a video on it, but if you want my quick thoughts, those are it. It's still not the best, but it was the best in years. Alright, even though it could have been better, it was still a pretty good showing for what it was. Some cool announcements in there. Okami 2. Which, by the way, since Okami 2 got announced, I've actually beaten the first Okami. So I'm all caught up on the Okami lore here. So, that's a cool announcement. Just a bunch of good stuff. Jeff Keighley actually acknowledging the layoffs in the industry. Even though that is kind of like a sort of like, just kind of like this performative display there. The guy that they brought out with the award for making that spreadsheet worked for like Tencent, I'm pretty sure. He's literally like part of the problem. But whatever, I don't care. The Game Awards were at least watchable. They weren't bad. And I'll give it that they were definitely better than the 2023 Game Awards. Oh my god. Oh, dude. Anyway, I mentioned the Game Awards. We did a stream, and someone in chat, I think, asked the question to us of, what are you excited for coming out this year in 2025? Any games, movies, TV, music, etc., anything that you're looking forward to? And that question made it like really quickly dawn on me that I'm not looking forward to fucking anything this year. I'm not excited for shit. And that really sucks, because I can give you a list of things that I am absolutely dreading that is going to be happening this year. But I can't give you anything that I'm like legitimately like hyped about, you know? I think the biggest thing is like the Switch 2. The Switch 2 is a thing that's going to be happening, and I'm not like that excited for it. It's like I'm trying to compare the hype I had for the original Switch coming out like 8 years ago by this point. Jesus. Like you want to feel old? If you want to feel old, I know like a lot of people say a bunch of shit to make you feel old. The thing I go for is the fact that Undertale turns 10 years old this year. Undertale a decade old. That's crazy, you know? People were like, oh, you know, there was a bunch of like landmark times in which you feel old, right? The Wii U turns 10 years old in 2022. You're like, wow, I'm pretty old, you know? 2014 was 10 years ago. It's like, wow, okay, geez. But I think what's really made me feel old is thinking about the fact that the Nintendo Switch presentation, where they showed off Mario Odyssey for the first time and a bunch of specs of the Switch, that was 8 years ago. 8. That is 2 years away from being a whole decade ago. That is insane to me. Absolutely insane. I vividly remember watching the Switch presentation for the first time in my old house at my office desk there, whatever, watching it. This was like back when I still thought that pre-ordering meant that you get the game early. This is so far back. I was at like, what, grade 4? Like, I don't even, grade 5 maybe? Maybe 6? That was so long ago. Like, you probably could have started, like, I'm thinking about it. You, most likely, you could have started kindergarten when the Switch presentation happened. And you might be, like, about to graduate, like, middle school by now, like 8th grade. That is absurd. That's obscene. Like, what is time? Also, what am I even yapping about? I'm just like, I'm derailing again. This is a Yappathon, I'm telling you. I think I might make more of these Yappathons. I'm enjoying it. If I do, the next one will be like reminiscing on like the 2016 to 2019 period of my life. I think that's like what I have the most nostalgia for. Late 2016 to late 2019. Or like early 2019. Yeah, September 2016 to September 2019 is like the time I have the most nostalgia for. I might just like talk about that and just ramble on. Absolutely blathering on here. But yeah, I was talking, I don't know what started this. Oh yeah, Switch 2 is coming out. There's like rumors and leaks happening. Like we've actually like seen the console, and I'll say it looks pretty nice. I don't think I'm gonna show any like video footage of the leaks. One, because I'm too lazy to do that. But two, because I don't want Nintendo Ninjas showing up my front door here. Alright, they're gonna find an attic I didn't even know existed. I don't want it. I don't want that to happen. But yeah, it's out there. Like what the console looks like, it in person. It's all been leaked, and apparently it might even come out this Thursday. Hell, it might be out by the time this video comes out. With how long it's going to take to render this. I've been recording for like an hour and 30 minutes. Jesus. This is a whole ass movie now. This is literally a Pyro live video about Minecraft YouTubers right now. But, yeah. I'm just thinking I'm not excited for anything happening this year. There's stuff that I'm going to watch when it comes out, and I'm going to play when it comes out, right? Like, for instance, Paddington in Peru. I think that might already be out. I don't even know. I think it's out in the UK, but I don't know if it's out here yet. I probably still would have access to watch it somewhere. But like, I'm like, yeah, that's cool that it's out, but I'm not really excited for it, you know? I'm not excited for the Switch 2, because this is like the first time a Nintendo console, in a while, since like the 3DS or whatever, has just been like an upgraded version of a previous console. I think Nintendo's now hit the point where they can just make new Nintendo Switches forever. Just infinitely, and that's all they need to do. Go in the PlayStation route, you know? PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, continuously. Just do that now. Switch 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's like, it just works. That's all I really wanted, is just like a more powerful Switch, right? We're at the point, even first party titles are chugging along, walking on it. Tears of the Kingdom barely runs. The fact that it works at all is a miracle, and you can't blame the devs on it. The devs are working with what they have, but like, the hardware is outdated, and they desperately do need a new console, which is going to happen. But it kind of just, for me, it kind of just feels like, unless games are locked to it, it's pretty much just having to pay like $400 Canadian or whatever it's going to be costing in order to play the new games that come out. It's not like, when the Switch came out, I was like, this is genius. This is the most amazing, beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. I cannot wait. And I saved up money for it because my parents were like, oh, if you save up enough money for it, you can buy it. I'm like, yes, I'll do that. So I saved up enough money for it. Then my parents immediately turn around. They're like, actually, you can't buy it. We didn't think you would actually get the money. You know, you did it. Shit. I guess, well, you know, you gotta use it for good things in the future. No, I'm buying it this time. You can't stop me, Mom. Okay, Dad? Nuh-uh, not doing it. But yeah, so I had to like wait for 2 years till 2019 where they won it at like a social. And they brought it home and they were like, hey, open your eyes. And they expected me to be like all happy and like excited that I finally got the console that I could have bought 2 years earlier, but they didn't let me. Bleh. Whatever though. Switch 2. I mean, I'm not like that excited for it. I'll get it when it comes out. Sure, I'm sure that when they announce like the new 3D Mario game, you know, there's a new Donkey Kong Country. When they announce Mario Kart 9 is launching with the Nintendo Switch 2, guys, then I'll probably be like, oh yeah, I'm kind of excited now. But as of right now, as of me sitting here, there is nothing I can think of happening this year that I am legitimately looking forward to, right? That I'm like counting the days down. And this is the first time I felt like that, like ever. There's always been something to look forward to for me, but now it's just, I kind of just feel empty. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of just feel empty. I don't really have faith that this year is gonna be better than last year. Like, why would it? What reason do we have to believe that, you know? To be fair, this year did start with me spending New Year's at a neighbor's house. Then the next day I got internet back. So I mean, that was a good start to the year, but now we're just back to the same routine. Same like every day, wake up, do stuff thing. I'm not a good yapper. For all this, like, I love talking, but I can't articulate my thoughts well. It's amazing. But yeah, this is like the first time I'm not that excited for the new Nintendo console coming out. Like, it's not to say I'm not getting it, I will, but yeah. Eventually I might need to make an update to the Nintendo Switch 2 predictions. Did I get it right? Well, timing was off. I was correct though. Backwards compatibility has been confirmed. I think I said it would be like the power of the system would be like in between the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro. Right now, rumors are suggesting, and like leaks are suggesting that it'll be as powerful as the PlayStation 4, which, hey, that's still good, right? If we can get Red Dead 2 on this thing, if we can get Final Fantasy 7 Remake on this thing, fucking Master Chief Collection on this thing, we're good. Alright, we only need PS4 power. Anything more would probably end up raising the price even more. Especially with tariffs happening this year. Isn't that great, guys? But anyway, Yeah. So yeah, I couldn't get this video finished because of the internet, and now I'm just continuing my yapping. Anything else happening this year? Maybe if you made it this far, which by the way, I'm sorry for your loss if you made it this far in this video, even if you have it in the background, but if you made it this far, comment what are you looking forward to that is happening this year? Games, movies, music albums, TV shows, events in your life. Literally anything that's happening this year that you're excited for. I'd love to see what people are excited for, because I'm not excited for shit. But yeah, you know, like this, I will say though, even though I'm not excited for the Switch 2, Switch 2 is making me like reminisce. It's making me look back at like old YTYoshi streams, you know? Which I still miss him, by the way. He passed away like all the way back in 2019. That is 5 years ago. That is half a decade ago. Just another thing to make you feel old. But yeah, I just like, I'm looking back at old YTYoshi streams, looking back at all the Nintendo Switch stuff, looking back at like CND, spending 20 for like a week or so outside of Nintendo New York. To be, or like a month, I don't even know how long it was. It was spending like a certain amount of time outside of Nintendo New York just to be the first person to get a Nintendo Switch. I remember watching that being like, oh, this is the coolest shit of all time. Just so much nostalgia for this time that's just gone, by the way. It's just the end. And I think nostalgia is like the worst drug, most addictive drug of all time. It's just terrible for you. Just reminiscing on the past. It's like, we gotta be preparing for the future. And I'm over here thinking about me as a kid in school being excited for the Nintendo Switch that I wouldn't even get until 2 years later. But yeah. I'm just, again, I'm at a similar position right now here as I was when I started recording this before. It's hard to end a video because now it feels so personal, right? Like, we just had an entire conversation about life, about the future, and I need to end it somehow. Like, this is like having to leave a friend as they go on the train back home at the end of a movie. That's what this is. But yeah. To recap, because I don't remember what I said, I'm going to have to look back in editing. I'm going to be like, wow, I really yapped about that. This is going to take forever to render, by the way. It's going to take like 2 days. But, you know, basically, I have several videos in the works. One of which is like, fucking like, probably like 4 hours long now, and I'm not even done recording it. And it's about something that most people probably won't care about, and most people probably didn't even subscribe to this channel for, but I feel like making it anyway. I have a several hour long video, well, probably. It's probably going to be at least an hour long. I've barely gotten any progress done on it, but it's going to be comparing 2 games together and seeing which one's better, comparing the flaws and flaws and heights, the positives and negatives of the 2. I have a really short video, a short game review that's done in the style of another YouTuber who is related to the game, which is neat. That I'm pretty sure I did all the recording of. I just need to finish editing it. I got that coming out. I want to start a video talking about the Ace Attorney collections. That might be another thing I do, because I just got the Apollo Justice Collection trilogy over Christmas. I got it, and I even though it's probably the best Ace Attorney collection, I still have some issues with it from like a technical level, and it's made me think about how every Ace Attorney like collection that's come out all has like their flaws and positives, their positives and negatives. I don't know why I can't just say that. But yeah, and I want to make a video talking about all of them. I said I would make a video on the future of Mario Kart, which, if Mario Kart 9 is launching on the Switch 2, that might be a redundant video to make. I probably should have made that a while ago, like last year sometime. I wanted to make a video ranking all the movies I saw in 2023. I was going to have that out of December last year, but that never happened. I wanted to make a bunch of videos that never got made. But yeah, that's what I have in the pipeline. Yeah. I'm probably gonna have. I want to make like more like game reviews of like older games, avert radars on like games that are old. Yep. Avert radars on more like stuff like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Some of like my favorite games of all time. I want to do avert radars on. It doesn't have to be like a game that just came out. And the hip-hop album I'm working on, I need to get some sort of production software. I'm still writing it as time goes on. I've written even more since I started recording this. It's just a really good thing to do. I highly suggest it. If you're like really bored on your phone and you don't have an internet connection and you're like on the subway or whatever, on the bus, literally just go into your notes app and start writing down multi-syllable rhymes. Just keep doing it. It's really fun. I find myself, even when I'm playing games, I'm here like coming up with new rhymes. Like, I'm just over here like coming up with all this different shit. Playing a game and you hear music in the background, you start freestyling. It's kind of fun. It's a good way to pass time. I don't know. I'd suggest it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have going on. I didn't want to put this video out so early because, again, the YouTube algorithm. I haven't uploaded in so long, this probably won't even do well. But if it does do well, it's nice to have another video ready to release soon after, so you can continue that momentum so I don't like burn out again. Like, we got this spark, we have the lighter on, we gotta keep it lit, basically. Can't run out of fuel. So yeah, I think that's really it this time. This has been pretty much just a Yappathon therapy session. And I don't even know if I'm going to upload it still. It'll take a lot of editing. So maybe this won't even be a lower effort project like I said it would be. That would be ironic, wouldn't it? But yeah, that's about it. I'm really trying to think if I have anything else to talk about. I don't think I do. I think I've exhausted all my talking points. Yeah. No, that's about it. So yeah, if you all enjoyed, leave a comment. Just any comment. Literally say anything you want in the comment section. It's engagement. Either way, we're good. Alright, I would love to hear what you're excited for this year. If you guys have anything that's stressing you out, comment it down below. Go for it. We'll just make a whole space in the comments here for people who have like worries and stuff they need to vent about or get off their chest. Anything like... Another question I could ask is, when do you think the Switch 2 is coming out if that's not out by the time this video is out? If it's out by the time the video is out, don't even worry about it. But yeah, new predictions. I think the Metroid Prime 4 is still going to be a launch title for the Switch 2. It might just release on March 3rd again. I'm not even kidding, it might just be March 3rd again. But yeah, I think probably this week. Maybe. Like in 2 days it's probably going to get revealed. I don't even know. By the end of this week, it'll be out. It'll be revealed at the very least. There'll be like there'll be a reveal trailer for it, and it'll just be exactly like the reveal trailer for the first Switch, showing you what it looks like, and maybe like some games for it, whatever. They'll probably show like Red Dead 2 if that's coming. They'll show maybe Final Fantasy 7 Remake if that's coming, like they did for Skyrim. And yeah, that's just gonna be it. And then maybe they'll announce Mario Kart as a launch title. I think launch titles will be Metroid Prime 4 and maybe Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD in like one collection. for $60. That's what I'm thinking. But we'll just have to see. So yeah, that's about it. I don't want to make this 2 hours long. It's already movie length. Comment whatever you want. Subscribe if you want. I will see you in whatever I make next, whenever I make it next. I am not sticking to any schedules whatsoever. I'm not going to promise, I'm going to do 2 to 3 videos a month. I'm going to do 1 video a month. I'm going to put out a video when I feel like putting out a video about what I want to make a video on. And I'll see you then. Have a nice day, everybody. Goodbye, everyone.